Hello, friends. It's Saturday. That means it's time for your Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask specific questions and I give you specific answers. I'm Christiana Gaudet. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother, and I am so happy to see all of you here today for the Saturday Psychic Sampler. Let's hop right on over to CardCam and see what we got going on. All right, you can see things are starting to come together after StaarCon. All right, here we go. We will take these questions in the order in which I see them. If you think I'm skipping someone, please let me know. It's never my desire to skip anyone. As you can see, I am using the Smith-Waite Centennial that comes in the 10. Trey, your voice sounds better, much better today. Thank you so much. I don't think I'm still 100%. There's still a little buzz there. But yes, much, much better. When you talk for a living and your voice gets weird, that is never a good thing. And it happens to me a lot. Like historically, it has happened to me a lot. I go to an ENT and he explains why that happens because I've got a weird thing with the vocal cord. Nothing weird like RFK Jr. or anything like that, but got it, right. My uncle's an ATC, talks about it all the time, right? Right? Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, yes. Yeah. So luckily I do not have any vocal diseases, but I do have a voice that goes out real quick and a job that tries to make it go out. So thanks for noticing. All right, here we go. Let's get going. The first person I see is a Penny for your thoughts. Thank you so much, Penny, for being a member and a moderator and for using members-only emojis. I so wonder if I've chosen the right house to rent. It's not where I want, but it's got other advantages. Will we like it there? There's things about it you'll like and things about it you won't. The thing is, there's no use in second-guessing yourself at this time. You've chosen the house. It's good enough. It will be fine. And I think you just need to embrace it. All right, Trey. I did read your question in advance, and I do appreciate it. Trey Cameron, thanks for being a member for more than a year. I know we don't talk about politics on here, so I'm going to try to ask my question in a way that respects that rule as much as possible. I appreciate it. But if you'd prefer not to answer, I understand. Oh, I'm answering. The elephant in the room. Things seem really stark right now in the United States. There's an ominous energy in the air. I had a dream a while back where a voice spoke to me telling me adamantly that there would be a civil war in the USA. I pushed back, trying to give all my reasons why such a thing wouldn't or couldn't happen, but the voice doubled down. So my question, is another civil war truly possible in the US? Was my dream an ominous warning from spirit, or was it just all subconscious gunk? And I'm going to give you a third option. What if it's a metaphor? I mean, in a way, we're already in a civil war, if you think about it. We're not necessarily shooting at each other, but we are divided in a really significant way, and we are certainly in a war of words and ideologies. And that's already here, and it's very, very damaging. So there's that, too. So let's ask the question, do we think that in the next few years, there would be a literal civil war in the United States? Likely not. Likely not. Do we think that the militia will activate and there will be more violence amongst the citizenry over the next few years? Sure. There will be violence amongst the citizenry. I'm sure of that. And that is sort of this cultural civil war that we are now in. Yes, civil unrest. There it is. I mean, I think that's definitely here. That's definitely coming. But like, why is spirit whispering in your ear about this? What's up with that? I think for you, you are someone who, if I remember correctly, you're a little neurodivergent. Is that not true? A little neurospicy up in there? And you're a creative, right? And you're autistic, yeah. Are you in danger? Here's the thing. You specifically, Trey, are not in danger. But I think there's a lot of ways that you could be considered part of marginalized communities in more than one way. There's more than one way. And as a person with a different processing system, LGBT community and neurodivergent, and both of those communities are getting shit on. I'm sorry, but it's true. And so, you're basically saying to those people, and that's why we love you. And you're a writer, you're a creative. So I think here is the warning for you. The warning for you is to never believe the rhetoric against you and never believe that the majority of Americans question your existence. Like, don't buy into any of that. So I think the war in a lot of ways is fought within you and within many of us, right? Where it's hard to sort of be like, well, the majority of people in my country don't think I should exist. Right. The loud minority is really loud, but it is the minority. And we have to remember that. Right. And that's the thing, because we can be defeated here simply by having our morale stolen. And I see it happening. And so I think that is the warning. And I think it's very much for you. And as a writer, not to give you a greater responsibility, but you are someone whose voice will be heard. And so you can have a real role in winning this cultural war. Does that make sense? All right. Melissa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. It was so great to see you at StaarCon. And thanks for using members-only emojis. Okay, you're in Boston with P this weekend. Cool. The theme of StaarCon for any readings I had was transition and time for a new job. Right. You and I have been talking about this for a long time as well. When I got back to the office on Monday, my access card had been terminated because of a tech issue. Got it fixed, but couldn't help but laugh. Oh, Melissa, you're here. That's so cool. Say hi to P. Couldn't help but laugh. Thinking this was the universe saying, time to move on, Melissa. With all of the uncertainty about, everything in the U.S. and with the federal government, how can I best discover what is next for me? All right. And, you have been on my mind. Like, I know a couple of people who were at StaarCon who work in different capacities for the government. And you have been on my mind so much because I know that you're affected. So let's see. How can I best discover what is next? I think it is really important, and this is a very similar message as what I gave to Trey. I think it is very important that we not deposition ourselves for their convenience. And so, as much as for your own well-being, it is time for you to actively look for something else. Do not think about depositioning yourself or giving up your power currently. You're going to look for the next best thing. Now, what would that next best thing be? Would it still be a government job? Probably not. And I know it's hard to leave the security of a government job, but you've got enough years in. I think you take some of that with you. How do you go about this process? Well, we recognize that right now, as much as the economy is not terrible, white-collar jobs are not plentiful. And I think that you're going to need to be patient. But you've been so patient, you haven't even really been looking. And so I think what you need to do is get your resume together and start looking, but recognize it could take 6 months, 9 months, whatever, to find something new. And I would be very, very open in what you're looking for. Probably not public sector, or at least not federal, maybe state, maybe local, maybe nonprofit or not-for-profit, maybe even corporate. The thing is, your skills are such that you could be in any sector and be okay. There's even, I think, a possible timeline where you end up self-employed. So the key is just start throwing the spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. Don't overthink it too much. All right. And Smile Soul 20, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member. Lisa Harmon, so good to see you. Thanks for you. Thank you for being a member for more than 3 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. And thanks for reminding everyone that February tarot scopes are up. Yes, indeed. Get your fresh, hot tarot scopes. They're up here on YouTube and they're going up on TikTok as we speak. All right. And Lisa Harmon's question is, are in danger? All right. Here we go. Is are in danger? I think danger is a strong word. I think there may be some things, like mostly I think are is good. I think there might be some things going on where there are risks being taken that should not be taken. But at the end of the day, I think it's fine. I think we're okay. All right. And Lisa Harmon reminds you to like this video, and that is appreciated. Yes, makes you hear, we are back. That's a fact. All right. Gemini Sun, so good to see you. Thanks for being a moderator. Can I have a reading on the thing I've been stressed about, please? I'll send the energy. Is the main issue my own thoughts? Is it all going to work out? Okay, yeah, let's take a look. All right, the thing you've been stressing out about. No, there's something real here that is not just your own thoughts and has to do with energies of other people around you. I think a lot of what you're dealing with is some post-traumatic stress, but the idea that there are people or, specific persons in your life who may still have some power here, and that could create trouble. So I don't know if that's your primary issue or not. That's just something I'm seeing. So is everything going to work out? Yeah. Everything will work out just fine. Yes, yes, yes. Is the main issue your own thoughts? No, not necessarily. Some of it is the trauma you've been through, but there are real concerns here, but I think it'll work out. What do you need to do to make sure it works out? Be careful who and what you trust. That's really the key. Trust yourself implicitly. Be careful who and what you trust around you. And it will all work out. All right, let me know your thoughts on that. All right. Let's see. Revival of Venus. Good to see you. Next question is Barbie Bird. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. I had a pretty intense dream last night about my ex-boyfriend from when I was in my early 20s. We reconnected and got engaged, and I was kind of confused the entire time. That's funny. What the heck was that about? I'd love to know what the cards have to say about that one. Let's take a look. All right. I think this is a dream about how you are growing. The ring was cute. That's funny. I think this is a dream about how you're growing. I think you're recognizing that you are getting ready for a real relationship. You're getting ready to get married. You're getting ready to be engaged, but you don't want to be engaged to anyone sort of who's not ready for you or who isn't right for you. So I think this is sort of about recognizing that the people we date in our past, in that moment, we may think they're right, but then we can look back and say, okay, I know this person wasn't right for me. I know why they weren't right for me. And here's what I learned from that. So I think this is about how you are preparing yourself and being prepared to have an actual relationship. Right. I want all that, but very specific. And it needs to be specific. Like, if you're going to be picky about one thing, be picky about who you're going to be with. They're not going to be perfect. There's going to be things about them that drive you crazy. So be specific about what are the things there that you can tolerate. And so I think this is all about, and I think there's something here like, yeah, you decided no kids. And that also means that a husband needs to not be a child. You know, you need a partner, not someone you're going to take care of. And I think the whole confusion of being swept along in this, okay, I'm marrying this person from my past. I think there really is a sign here that, and I'm sorry, I just got distracted by, I see a question about T Swift coming up, and I'm so excited for it. But hang on, let me pull it back to the reading I'm doing. All right. Pull it back. So Barbie, I think you've had relationships where you've just been caught up in the energy, and the energy of the relationship and the will of the person you've been with is what has pushed the relationship forward. And that's what happened in that dream. And we are not doing that again. No, 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 no. We will direct the energy. We will not be caught up in the energy. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I think the dream is. I think it's about you preparing for a real relationship. Barbie, I like that interpretation. Yeah, it makes sense, right? All right. Revival of Venus, good to see you. My job recently closed an entire department due to executive orders. Well, that's crazy. Okay. Is my job endangered and should I be looking? So here's the thing. Your job is probably not endangered. However, you may want to look anyway, because working there may get to be less enjoyable. So I don't think you have to scurry to find another job, but I think it makes sense to have your resume together because you just may feel like an upgrade. Okay. All All right, Barbie. So that made sense for you. Pat Rainville, you're up next. Thanks for being here. A message from Spirit. Spend time with the people that you enjoy. Do not spend time with the people you don't like, even if you're related to them. Like, it's really that clear, right? Enjoy the people you enjoy. If you don't enjoy them, don't deal with them. All right, Claire C., so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Super chats and super stickers are ways you can show your support for this broadcast. And Claire C. did that for us, and it is most appreciated. And she says, I had a wonderful time with many fabulous friends at StaarCon, and it was so good to see you there. Okay, and Claire, here's your question. I am hoping the buyer I have for my camper is honest. I know, we missed you, Claire. It's all right. I'm hoping the buyer I have for my camper is honest. Will the sale go okay? Unclear. And here's the thing. If it starts to look squirrely, you should back out. If it's looking like it's not going smoothly, you back out. Campers are easy to sell. And so if there's anything about this that doesn't look good to you, you cut it. Don't let anyone string you along. There is something here that's like a little shady. And so don't be afraid for you to back away if you don't like the way it's going down. All right. Nalini Kalu, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I've been thinking about my ex-husband a lot lately. I don't want him back, but I do miss parts of our friendship. It's been a lot more than usual. We've been divorced for over 2 years. What's going on with me? I have a theory without even using the cards. I'm going to share my theory, and then I'll do the cards. My theory is you've been separated long enough that it is easier to forget the really egregious stuff, not that you've forgotten it, but to remember the sweet stuff. And so it's just a matter, it's just a matter of, after a period of time, the pain of the difficulty will start to subside and we'll miss the sweet things. That's what I think it is. I also think that you would really, you need a better social life. You need more friends. You need a good love relationship. You need those things. And he was not that thing. But when you were with him for a period of time, you thought he was that thing. So I think it's all of that. Now, when we look at the cards, yeah, exactly. I think you are very much in need of good, supportive people around you. And you're missing having support. And even though he was not good at supporting you, there were ways that he was supportive, and you miss having that. And that makes perfect sense. What it means for you, Nalini, is it is really time to be more proactive around meeting people for friendship and potentially for romance, and working toward those improvements. All right. So I don't think it's about him. I think it's about the role that he played and how we want someone in that role. Someone better. All right. Vaishali, good to see you. Thanks for being here. When will the problems regarding my college end? I'm tired of the same things, the same problem again in my life. Please tell me why this is happening with me, why my college life has been so hard on me, and when will this end? I'm so fed up with this college thing. And here's the thing. I mean, you're in college because you're working toward a career, right? And I think a lot of the... Penny, you were the first one up. I answered your question first thing in the beginning. Vaishali, I think a lot of the issues have been communication issues. Communication with the school itself, communication between you and the teachers, and also issues, just sort of social stuff as well. So there's a lot of layers to it. I think that you continue to do it because you really want the education. Like that's what you're doing for your future. Will it get easier? I think there's ways it will get easier, but ideally this will not end until you have your degree. And I think that's what you're going to do. I think you are going to get your degree and be able to do this work. So hang in there. The key is better communication. That's what will make it easier. All right. Yeah, Claire C., let us know how it goes. Lisa E., so good to see you. Thanks for being here. A friend of mine is struggling and seems unable to function or meet life's responsibilities. They don't seem willing or able to make sustainable changes to improve their mental and financial health. What is my role? How can I help them? Should I be trying to? Should I be continuing to put in the effort to maintain the friendship? If yes, how much? Will they get to a better place eventually and have more resilience to deal with life? Okay, we'll do that in 1 second. Feedback from Nalini. Your theory and the cards are very true. I don't have a social life, no real connections, and scared of dating. My life is basically work and home. My only connections are my dogs. Yeah, I think that's what has to be fixed. Right. There it is. Okay, Lisa. So when we look at this particular friend, you know, this friend has more capability than they are showing. I feel like this friend is leaning into some victim mentality. And that's not to say we should not have compassion or be helpful, but I think this friend can pull it together. I really do. What is your role in helping to assist that? I mean, to the extent that you can be a positive voice, but there's only so much you can do, and this person does not want to claim their negativity. And so I feel like you're limited in what your role here can be. I know you care about this person and you want what is best for them. And so that is your role. Your role is to care. How much effort do you put into maintaining the friendship? Only as much as you can afford. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be friends with this person. I think this person brings value, but I think you've got to have some boundaries and be limited because this person also brings a ton of negativity that you don't need. And I do think that they will get to a better place, but I don't think there's anything more you can do to help them with that. And so I think this is a friendship that can continue, but with very good boundaries. All right. Amber K., good to see you. Thanks for being a member. Anna K., thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. My son is supposed to go skiing with his girlfriend's family. Will he be safe? I think it will be stressful. Will it be stressful for him or for you? Let's take a look. Hey, Caroline, good to see you. I think it's going to be more stressful for you than for him, but also stressful for him. Like, different families have different cultures, and I think that's going to be a little weird, but I think it'll be safe. I think it'll be fine, and I think it is a good rite of passage. All right. Hey, Michelle's Mystic Corner. Good to see you. Thanks for being a member. TJ and GA, good to see you. How can I best focus my attention and energy in the month of February? Work, work, work. But I don't know what you're working on, and I think you need to figure it out. I don't think it's necessarily I don't think it's like necessarily jobby job work. I think it's creative work, community work, entrepreneurial work, work to move yourself forward and work for your own healing. Nalini and Jeannie, I see what you got going on there. Good for you. That's good. Okay. And Jean Mnuchin, you're up next. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Wondering whether to make and share a video on February 9th with the playwright group or skip it. I've been having trouble focusing. Is there something beneficial for me to focus on? What would that be? Okay, should you make a video, make and share a video with the playwright group? If you don't want to, you don't have to. You could give that a miss. Something beneficial for you to focus on? I think right now you have to focus on rest. Just allow yourself rest. Read a book in bed. And if you could do that for a minute, then all the motivation will come back. That's what I think. All right. Damini, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. What's next in love for me, please? I feel like you're walking away from something that has not been working, which is sad, but I feel like there are new opportunities coming. So I would just be open to new opportunities. Jeannie, right, it's so hard for you. Jeannie says rest, what's that? So hard, but that's the thing. You have to be able to rest. Okay, Mariana, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Will I hear good news this month? I think so, yes, but toward the end of the month. 64 Amy Penn, good to see you. Should I go back to full-time employment or stay with contract work only? I think it's actually both. I think you have contract work and also full-time employment. I think it could be both. All right. Oxy, good to see you. Imy, good to see you. Can I ask, what do you think about in brick? It's good or not? Okay. It's probably a typo there, but whatever it is, I'll let you know. Do I think it's good or not? I think it's potentially good. Jenny, good to see you. After months of silence. Oh, Jenny, hang on one second. I just want to clarify with Amy. So Amy Penn was wondering if that reading said, could the contract work become full-time? Yeah, it could. It absolutely could. So it could, I mean, I think you should throw the spaghetti against the wall. If you get a great full-time job, great, but also contract work could be full-time. So just try for everything. Okay. Jenny, after months of silence, I sent a message to her. How did she feel, and is our friendship really over? I think she was happy to hear from you. And I don't think the friendship is entirely over. I think there will ultimately be a conversation. I think the friendship is forever changed, but I'm not sure it's entirely over. Lisa E., you are very welcome. All right. Mix you here. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Will the food bank accept me as a volunteer? I haven't heard back yet. Yeah, you haven't heard back yet because they need more volunteers. So yes. I'm quite sure they will. Okay, Renata, Quinn Kilharia, so good to see you. We've been waiting for this one. I just woke up from a dream about Taylor and Joe. That would be Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. How does Joe feel about Taylor now? And how does Taylor feel about him? Are they really over each other? All right, let's do it. I think that Taylor has a lot of love for Joe, but recognizes it wasn't a good fit. But I think her feelings for him are tender and loving. And I think think Joe is really sad. Like, I think Taylor has warm feelings for him, but recognizes it needed to be done. Like, there's no desire to go back. I think Joe would go back if he could. And since we're there, let's talk about Travis. Okay, so how's Taylor feeling about Travis? This is not a done deal. We're having fun, but it's not a done deal. How's Travis feeling about Taylor? Once again, like, no prediction. It could go a lot of different ways. Either way, we'll get some good music out of it. All right. Right, make sure Joe has unfinished business, right? There it is. Okay. Okay, Julie, you're up next. Will they permit me to write my final year exam in March or in August? I don't think they're going to stop you. I think they'll let you do it as soon as you're ready, either or. Okay, and who's next? It's Leslie Jones. I want to start to do shadow work. I downloaded a huge PDF with lots of prompts to reflect on. But my question is, what do my spirit guides want me to focus on right now in terms of shadow work? I think, honestly, Leslie, the shadow work you most need to do has to do with relational stuff. How you were trained to be with other people and how you were trained to do for other people, and how maybe you were not trained to set boundaries or expectations. And so I think there's some generational work around that. And I think it's specifically mother to daughter stuff going back some generations. Okay. Princess, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Weeks ago at another Saturday Psychic Sampler, we saw that Tinder is a no-no to finding a good partner. So I wanted to know how to find one organically. My hobbies are super feminine. Yeah, Queen Kilharius, you're not loving Travis. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. We'll see. I like that he has been so very supportive. Like, the thing about Joe is he kept her hidden. And T-Swizzle should not be hidden. So I like that Travis does not keep her hidden. Okay. But I'm not sure he's the one. I'm really not. All right. Princess, here we go. How do I find one organically? And here's the thing. So Tinder is a no-go, but what about other apps? I mean, Tinder is really its own thing when it comes to apps. So let's start with, should you play with other apps? Not Tinder, but maybe Hinge or Bumble or something like that. You could. You could. That would not be a bad idea. Now, meeting someone organically. So your hobbies are super feminine, but as you go and you meet people, you meet women, women have brothers, they have cousins, they have friends. Ask for introductions. Ask everyone you know for introductions to eligible people, and that will help. So I would say try an app that isn't Tinder, but I would also say don't change your hobbies. Just ask all the women you know. Say, I'm looking. I will take fix-ups. And I think that will help. Oh, and I didn't even finish the question, so let me keep going, Princess. I don't meet a lot of straight men. I work from home. Any suggestions of places or hobbies? Excuse me. My throat is not quite back, as you can see. Excuse me. All right. Give me a minute. Princess, you got me choked up here. Okay, we're going to cards only for a minute while I get through this. So here it is. Any suggestions of places or hobbies? Excuse me, there we go. So I can go to not only meet someone, but also get out of my comfort zone. All right. You know, I am always one to encourage getting out of the comfort zone. But for you, Princess, I don't think you're in your comfort zone. I feel like you are doing your very best every day to show up, to make connections, to nurture friendships. I think you're doing all the things. I don't know that you have room emotionally or in your calendar to do too much else. So I'm going to say, now is not a time to push yourself. Now is a time to enjoy the people you have and to let those people help you look for more people. And if you're going to come into a new hobby or something, if you're going to come into something that excites you, let that happen organically. All right. Okay. I think I got myself together again. Here we are. Well, thank you for that Brazilian suggestion, Renata. I should have sort of a better catalog of things to do since I have a lot of throat issues. I should have a better catalog, so thank you. All right, Tara TC, good to see you. Will my financial goals ever be achieved? Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't they be? Absolutely yes. Don't even doubt it. Don't even doubt it. Okay, Penny, for your thoughts. V has a question. Should she stay in her current town or come here to me? I so want her here. You know, you want her there, and I think it might serve her to be there. So I think there's reasons it could serve both of you if she were to come there. Okay. Mary, good to see you. Any messages or ideas from Spirit that can help me to get rid of my PMDD? Oh my gosh. I had managed this medically and spiritually with little improvement. Oh, golly gosh. Okay. Honestly, I think you're really looking for new medical treatments. And it may be a medical thing that is not like, it may be a medical thing that involves supplementation or something of that nature. So it may be medical, but more toward holistic. I don't think there's anything more you can do spiritually. And I think people who tell you there's more you can do are probably gaslighting you. So I think it's about pursuing other medical stuff and looking for sort of more simple solutions that might involve diet or supplementation to help move the needle. All right. Dorella, good to see you. Thanks for being here. When will Tony be reaching out to me? I think you might hear from him in the next 3 months, but I don't know that it will be the conversation you're hoping to have. Mary, you are very welcome. Okay, Alvina, what can I expect in regards of my love life in the next 3 months? I feel like there will be interested parties, but no one who is really going to meet the mark or be good enough. I would say be picky. It's a needle in a haystack. So be willing to get rid of the hay while you look for the needle. All right. My friends, from my perspective, I have answered every question. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. It's last call for readings. I will be back on Monday with your 3-card weekly reading. I am available for readings. Your tarot scopes are up. Hey, Morgana the Great, good to see you. Okay. Last week, the candle I lit got super bright. I've never seen the flame so high and bright. Was spirit present or just a coincidence? I think spirit was very much present. I mean, those cards just kind of flew off. I think it's very much spirit. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Not a coincidence. No. All right. Any other questions? I appreciate all of you so much. It's so great to be back after StaarCon. My voice will be coming back from StaarCon pretty soon. Oh, I'm on the mend. It's good. You can just pretty much be guaranteed that if I use my voice a lot, that will happen. But is anything going to shut me up? Absolutely not. All right, my friends, take really good care. I'll see you Monday. Reach out for a reading. There are links in the description. Book your reading with me. And thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you.